So today we wanted to show you how to make the king of the stir-fried rice dishes, 生炒糯米饭, or stir-fried sticky rice. This dish is sort of an endangered species nowadays. See, it's too complex and variable for most restaurants to want to serve. If you hopped in like a time machine though, 40 years back you'd have seen people hawking this stuff at street corners throughout Guangdong. It's a proper old school dish, so today we've got a proper old school guest cook to help us out here, Steph's dad, Dawei. So to make stir-fried sticky rice, you're going to need sticky rice. The type of sticky rice here is going to be really critical. You need a long grain indica sticky rice such as a Laotian or Northern Thai variety. This sticky rice isn't overly sticky, and it should look quite similar to the jasmine rice on the left, which we're also going to use. Our ratio is 3 parts sticky rice to 1 part jasmine rice, rinsed a few times to get the excess starch out. Now, unlike most stir-fried rice, we're not going to be pre-cooking this at all. All we got to do is pao, or soak it. How you're going to do this is slowly add hot boiled water while stirring the rice. There's no special ratio of water here, just add enough to get good coverage over the rice and leave that to sit for 3 to 4 hours. Now, besides the rice, we've got like a mountain of different ingredients here. I wasn't lying when I said that this was a complex dish. So this is the traditional mix, but it might be a good idea to practice your rice frying technique a bit before jumping in with this whole recipe. So right, first up, dried mushrooms and dried shrimp. Soak these guys in hot boiled water for about 4 to 5 hours. A few hours later, our shrimp have swollen, so we'll give that a nice dice, and ditto with the mushrooms. But see that water they've been soaking in? Don't toss it. That water's basically concentrated umami juice at this point, and you can bet it's going into the dish. Next up, dongcai. Dongcai is a dried fermented cabbage, and unfortunately might be like almost impossible for you guys abroad to source. Tianjin, preserved vegetable, or even Sichuanese yacai would be fine if you guys can't find this. Give that dongcai a solid mince. Then, prep some peanuts by toasting them in a dry wok for a couple minutes. Then peeling them to get something like this. We also got some meat. Most critically, Cantonese lapchong, which is a sort of dried sausage. Mince that up and then do the same with some pork loin. An easy way to dice the pork is by first cutting it into thin slices, then into small slivers, then into a dice. Once that pork loin's diced, marinate it. Our marinades: oil, soy sauce, sugar, cornstarch, and liaozhou. Give that a good mix and let that marinate as we're prepping our next ingredient, fried egg. Now, seeing as this sort of fried rice is a special sort of fried rice, just adding some egg and scrambling them all willy-nilly won't really do. So to fry this, first grab your wok and longyou. That is, add a little oil to a piping hot wok, swirl it around, and then lower the heat to low. Add in your egg and swirl that around to get it nice and thin. After your egg looks something like this, give it a flip and about 30 seconds later remove the egg. Fold it into sort of like an omelet shape, then cut into slivers. And give those slivers a couple chops in the other direction to get nice pieces of egg. So because this is a Cantonese stir fry, we're going to be frying these ingredients separately and then tossing them together at the end. First up, the veg. Small glug of oil over medium flame, add in the diced mushrooms and the dongcai. Season with some soy sauce, some liaozhou, and some sugar. Fry that for about 2 minutes. Taste it to make sure it's seasoned to your liking, and then out with the veg. Next, the meat. Bit of oil, medium flame, toss in the pork together with its marinade, giving it a quick stir, and then in with the lapchong sausage. Stir them together, and then season with a bit of liaozhou and some sugar. Fry this for roughly a minute more, and then out with the meat. Now for the most critical and difficult part, frying the rice. This technique is called shengchao, raw fried rice, and the process bears a bit of a resemblance to how you'd approach risotto. With medium-low heat now and a bit of oil, toss in your rice and give it a quick fry for about 30 seconds. Now we're going to go in with our liquid, which was that reserved mushroom shrimp umami water from earlier. We're using a half a cup here, but just like risotto, we're adding it bit by bit. Roughly 2 tablespoons around the sides of the wok each time, hitting it again once we've seen the liquid more or less evaporate or be absorbed into the rice. If your rice is starting to stick a little bit to the bottom of the wok, don't panic, just add a little bit more oil to loosen it up. Once we're through with the mushroom shrimp water, we're moving on to tap water, which we'll need a cup and a half of. Now there's going to be a lot going on in this next step, but the basic idea is this. Add in some water around the sides of the wok, then cover. This is going to stay covered for 30 seconds, then you'll uncover and fry it again for about 30 seconds or so. Hit it again with some water, and then cover again. We're going to be repeating this a total of 7 times. During this process, though, you'll need to keep tabs on where your rice is at. If it's feeling a bit undercooked, instead of frying the rice for a little bit after uncovering, just quickly open it up, toss in some water, and immediately recover. Also, if the rice is getting a little stuck, just again add in a touch more oil to loosen it right back up. After 7 times of this, your rice should be basically there, a little past al dente. Add in your last bit of water and stir it around uncovered. Then, add in your meat and veg and shrimp, the peanuts, and the egg. Season it with some soy sauce, then turn off the heat and mix in some diced green onions and some sesame oil. Serve it up, and your stir-fried sticky rice is done. I'd run out of superlatives describing this rice. It's nice and chewy, has a slight char from the wok, and the flavor combination of all those umami-rich ingredients in lapchong is just staggeringly awesome. Last thing the world needs is to lose an incredible dish like this, so I really hope you give it a try. As always, there will be a Reddit link to a detailed recipe in the description below. And thanks again for liking, commenting, and sharing, and subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.